Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, going to go over a story titled, I, a 24-year-old male, have been framed for sending spicy pics to my coworker, a 26-year-old female. And a big shout out to my man Joseph for sending me this story. And guys, this story is about a young guy, 24, relatively new to the workforce. He's on the job. And lo and behold, it has been gotten out through the HR department, things like that supposedly he was sending spicy pictures of his you-know-what to his female coworker. And as you can imagine, it's caused a giant SHIT storm in his professional life. But you're going to see, obviously, he didn't do that. And now he's dealing with that. And also, I might point out that this guy is not exactly innocent. This guy has made mistakes. This guy's made the mistake of deliberately hanging out with this female coworker. He thought this girl was his friend, even though he wanted more than friendship, believe me. Hanging out with her, flirting with her all the time, sending messages to her all the time, even though he knows darn well she has a boyfriend. And this guy claims she's just a friend. That's nonsense. This guy, he's into her. He wants his shot with her. And so he's deliberately doing this, knowing she has a boyfriend but doesn't care. So he's not innocent. But regardless, she says he did these things. I got to watch what I say here. And that's far worse. And I'm doing this as an example of what can happen in the workplace. And why I always say on this channel, especially in the other channel, your work, your career, that is business. It's to bring home a paycheck, build your career, take care of things, not to find girlfriends and flirt and all that. You can have some nice eye candy in the office, that's fine, but don't make it like obvious that you're checking her out all the time, but nothing beyond that. Otherwise, you're just asking for trouble, because you're going to see here what happens here. Fortunately, in the end, justice is served, but let me tell you, he has to go through a hell of a lot. And we're in an era, as you know darn well, that good guys can have things said about them and just boom. But like I said, this guy didn't help things, as you're going to see in this story. So this isn't a totally black and white story where this guy didn't do anything, never talked to her before, and she's saying this. No, this guy, he didn't help himself, knowing darn well she had a boyfriend. So it starts off, he says here, let's call my coworker Rachel. Over the last few months, I've become good friends with Rachel. Smack! The only reason you're becoming good friends with Rachel is because you want to be more than good friends with Rachel. You're trying the friendship route. And she's a coworker. You don't do this. This is stupid. She lives with her boyfriend, but we've been flirting with each other since past few weeks, after we were prepared for a scavenger hunt during office retreat. Up until the office retreat, our only medium of communication, the app we use for teamwork, Slack. Two groups, one is for office chat and the other compromises of 20-somethings from work, more on and off hours group chat to hang out, have drinks, etc. Me and Rachel were just friends until our office retreat last month. We started having our own private conversations and then later continued our conversation on iMessage. We both agreed it would be risky to communicate to each other via office account. I did know about her boyfriend a week after our office retreat, but she was the one who brought it up and didn't mind me flirting with her, vice versa. Well, of course, she enjoyed the attention. And she's an a-hole because she's flirting with you and putting things out there, even though she has a boyfriend. But still, you're going along with this. She's certainly not innocent here, but you're going along with this. And this guy's 24 and he's young and doesn't fucking know any better, but he's learned a valuable life lesson here. The work, your job is for bringing the paycheck, not for flirting and goofing around and that type of thing. You can have camaraderie with your coworkers in a group setting, but private conversations with another female coworker, you out of your mind? He says here she equally flirted back. Honestly, being single, it didn't occur to me that I should have stopped messaging her after she dropped the I have a boyfriend message. Didn't occur to you? It's called common sense. We piqued our casual conversation by exchanging tens of messages every day. When do you have time to work when you're sending messages with this chick every day? She did ask me if I would like to join her for drinks after work at this bar 2 blocks down the road, and I asked her if we could choose some place else because I didn't want to be spotted with her by some coworker. We did go out, and this was 2 weeks ago. We later went out on 5 other dates, he actually says dates, including 2 dinners, but I swear it was platonic. Dude, you're full of shit. You want more than that. You're just trying to build your foundation, get her to like you, slither in, hope she makes a move on you, hope she breaks up with her boyfriend. Bullshit. Okay? She obviously is equally doing this, but also I guarantee you she's loving the attention. You know? Maybe on some level trying to make the boyfriend jealous. Or probably, and by the way, who's paying for all this? Who's paying for the drinks? Who's paying for the dinners? I'm willing to bet you he is. We termed our date as an experience to try out new places. Oh, we haven't kissed or held hands or any of those gestures. I agree, we flirted back and forth, but then we became close friends. You're not close friends. And you're about to see how she treats you as a close friend. I took a week off to visit my family back home, and out of nowhere, I was shocked to learn that she posted a screenshot of our iMessage thread late last evening. I was shocked to see that thread with my you-know-what, my sausage, which I hadn't. I haven't sent her my iMessage in the last 2 days. The last message on my end read, Merry Christmas, with an emoji, and her replying back with thanks and a bunch of emojis. I'm quite certain that she photoshopped the remainder of that thread. So, he goes away, and all of a sudden, word's getting around, she's saying that he sent her a picture of his you-know-what. I wonder why. I'm wondering if she got caught by the boyfriend, and this guy's the fall guy, because there's probably other guys she talks to as well. Think about that. And she posted a screenshot along with the caption, Nice guys. She hasn't even redacted my name. I've been trying to reach her for the last 10 hours. This has been on all over Facebook. She hasn't replied to any of my calls or any further messages yet after the post. Right, because she's playing the role as the victim here. But she put this for everybody to see. One of my coworkers called me and sent me the screenshot from his Facebook when he saw the post. Honestly, I don't understand why she cooked up this story. I couldn't see the post because I was apparently blocked before she posted it. Seems like she has even blocked me on iMessage. Well, if she's going to put up the act that you're the one that's harassing her and doing all that, obviously it makes sense for her to block you on this, block you on that, to show that she's trying to protect herself. She's the villain here. She was flirting with him knowing she had a boyfriend. She was going out with him, obviously giving this guy a lot of attention, making him feel like she was interested, and obviously doing this. But he was not innocent in this. He knew she had a boyfriend and was gladly chatting with her all the time and flirting back and probably hoping to have his chance, but he doesn't deserve this. I received numerous messages on Facebook and texts. I couldn't sleep. I've decided to go to the cops in an hour. I even sent an email to our company's HR last night explaining that it wasn't me who sent that picture and it had screenshots on me, and I thought this might escalate to HR sooner or later. I also sent Rachel email trying to be as polite as I could as why she would post that screenshot, which we both knew wasn't something I did. Being polite to her ain't gonna do anything. In her mind, you're weak and you're the fall guy for whatever she has planned. What is stressing me out is the damage has already done to my reputation. By the people who have seen that post, I've asked a trusted coworker and friend to send me the screenshot of comments to that post every often since I can't view the post. I truly appreciate any inputs you guys might have. This was out of nowhere. What should I do moving forward besides contacting the cops? I worry that my word won't hold up against hers. You're darn right. Right that your word likely will not hold up against hers. Can I ask the cops or HR personally to vet her inbox and validate that against her post? Because I know that would prove my truth, and I haven't sent a picture. Please help. So, this young guy he's getting a major life lesson here. And this is why I say your female coworkers, no. You do what you have to do for business, nothing more. No private messages, nothing. No hanging out after work privately. The old Mike Pence rule, but any meetings with other people around. I mean, it's unfortunate. And this guy was pressing his luck, obviously. He's not innocent, but he doesn't deserve this. And have your career ruined over this, because it wouldn't just stop there from him getting fired. It will have a ripple effect. Welcome to 2023. Now for the update. He says, I was advised to file a complaint in California since I live and work there. I'm going to call a lawyer who happens to be my mom's cousin in California. It always pays to have a lawyer in the family. It is a very stressful situation to endure, being accused of sending a you-know-what pic when you have not. The embarrassment is driving me crazy. And load of messages in my inbox. I have this urge to reply to each one of them explaining it wasn't me, but that might backfire. I don't know. I advise taking the advice of your lawyer. It says, a lot has changed since Friday, most stressful time in my life as of yet. I flew back to California Friday afternoon. I also hired myself a lawyer. The head of HR called earlier in the evening and said she wanted to sort this matter out beyond office hours. Rachel, not her real name, didn't show up at work on Friday. She was supposed to be working through the new year, and since very few personnel have been managing our work over the holidays, HR scheduled a meeting at the executive conference room, which is four floors on top of our work area. She did advise me not to communicate with other coworkers until this matter is looked into by HR. I also informed her that I've hired an attorney for any ramifications that might unfold from this incident. She assured me that they will be fair and try to mediate this matter as if I actually did send that picture. Fair, huh? Really? I rushed to the office Saturday morning. Thank God it was a weekend and holidays. I would have had a panic attack if I had to come to the office on a typical workday. Yeah, walking in there with everybody looking at you, knowing darn well what's going on. I was early by at least an hour. The conference room was filled with a senior executive, 2 other women who seemed like junior-level HR personnel, and head of our HR. Rachel showed up right on time. Sorry for detailing, but I remember all this like it just happened a minute ago. Dude, details are okay. We want details. After an awkward start, I showed the HR my iMessage thread. Okay, Rachel was very defensive, and she says something like, I was shocked and terrorized when I received that message. And she claims she threw her phone in anger, and her phone stopped working. She got her phone with a cracked screen. WTF. She also claimed that she didn't reply to our messages and shut up because of that unusable phone. But she didn't hesitate when the HR asked her to surrender her broken phone or hand over it to our IT guy. Oh, I also asked if she can show our iMessage thread through iCloud, and she claims she doesn't use iCloud. 2 things here. She owns an iPhone, iPad, and MacBook. It's very unlikely she doesn't use iCloud for messages. Moreover, if she claims her screen was broken, how the heck was I blocked? I know she had to read her receipts turned on from our conversation history, but none of my past messages had any message read notifications. Anyhow, our IT guy... Here comes the train. Anyway, our IT guy dropped by, took a backup, and recovered on someone else's iPhone by the afternoon. During this time, we took a break and decided to reconvene by afternoon. So, get the IT guy involved, and they're going to find out what's really going on. He says the IT guy came with a restored phone, and guess what? Her message inbox was empty. She was also asked to log into her Apple account, and even then, her message inbox was still empty. She started panicking, saying that the phone drop might have broken some chip or something. Our IT guy checked her phone, and we were asked to sign a consent before turning our personal devices over to the company, and did something with work, profile, configuring, or something. All her app data were intact except the notes, contacts, and messages and photos. Our IT guy gave his conclusion that it was deliberately deleted. This was a few hours ago. So there you go. We're just getting started here. He says, okay, since all this was recorded, not on camera, but documented by one of the junior HR personnel. Our meeting was adjourned and we had to turn over our phones. Rachel was also asked to turn her MacBook and iPad as the IT guy believed they can recover from her other devices. And our IT guy called what he said was our in-house iOS expert, who devised work profiles for all the Apple devices of employees with their company issues BYOD. This was around 4 p.m. By 7 p.m., I received a call from HR where she said that they haven't been able to recover any messages from either of her Apple devices. She also affirmed that IT thinks those messages might have been deliberately deleted, but they cannot prove that for certain, something that's required by company bylaws to terminate her immediately. Another thing, I was told on Friday that I cannot sue any current employees, which means that her hint of terminate her immediately makes me wonder if they are going to actually fire her. I also spoke with my lawyer, who is certain that they will let her go, and then we can file a lawsuit of our own. Awesome. So they see all the proof of the devices that obviously what she's saying is not matching up. And the lawyer's like, okay, once she's fired, then we can go after her. And you know what? He has every right to. I'm not sure what the future is going to hold for me, but all I'm looking forward to is the next few days is a legal obligation where Rachel is forced to publicly apologize everywhere for accusing me of sending naughty pictures. Did he just say that? Legal obligation where she's forced to publicly apologize? I haven't spoken to her or able to determine the true intention for framing me into this. Who knows what it is? I'm guessing probably the boyfriend found out, and she wanted to make it look like it was all this guy's fault, and so she concocted this whole thing to make him look bad so the boyfriend wouldn't leave. That's my theory. There's something going on here. And just like that, she turned on him. I'll be going to the office late evening on Monday to talk to those IT guys again and collect my phone back. I was clear to collect my phone, not sure of Rachel. I might also ask them if they found anything worth helpful, since at this point in time they are the only people besides Rachel that can see what was on her device. Still, there are two unanswered questions. If she would be fired, so we can file a lawsuit against her, and why the heck did she do it? Good luck getting I think it'll be literally when she's being fired, that's when you might get some waterworks. Her saying, oh, I was afraid of this, and the boyfriend, and blah, 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 blah. He overreacted seeing our messages, or something. I guarantee it has to do with the boyfriend. He says, sorry, I saw so many comment notifications. I wasn't able to respond to all those after flying back to California and the ruckus in between. We tried to respond since it was going to be a Sunday afternoon. It's also interesting to know that the IT guys don't have access to iMessages even after installed Work Profile. We have a 30-minute video explaining what Apple Work Profile is and how it works. Rachel's demeanor was as if she was a victim of things. I'm really thankful to my coworkers, one of whom actually picked me up from the airport and helped me get some dinner, while the other coworker talked to me and told me not to do anything crazy that I might regret. To be honest, I was going to send her a trashy email for having ruined my life, but I was reminded by a friend that it's going to hit me back if this is going to be scrutinized any further. Oh, I also intend to reply to the Facebook messages once we can initiate the process to sue her. So that was the end of the story here. And the moral of the story is this, like I said 3 times already, don't get involved with your coworkers, female coworkers. Guys, your job is there to earn a paycheck, build your career, make money, all that. You want to have female friends you want to hang out with and all that, whatever, fine. That's your business outside of work. If you like a girl in your office, don't get involved. You can have eye candy in the office, but don't make it obvious like you're staring at her. Otherwise, you'll be in HR's office. Do you see what could have happened to him if they didn't help him? If HR wasn't at least hearing his side and letting him come there and her there and turn over the devices and all that. And even if he does get away from this scot-free and she's fired and he sues her, still, people will still remember him as being involved in that situation. And all it takes is hearing he was in this situation with digging, and immediately people can automatically think, well, maybe he just got away with it or got a good lawyer or I don't know what. So his name's still, in a way, tarnished a little bit. So it's best, your female coworkers, you can be polite, you can, do your job, but no chit-chatting separately, no hanging out together. Ideally, have people around when you have meetings. And by the way, I've done some stories on the other channel, SSM Clips, which you all should join because they're very funny and the channel's really growing, where women have made complaints in the workplace when the guys weren't talking to them enough, and that causing problems for the guys. So sadly, a guy can't win. But best situation here, the work is for your earning the paycheck, building your career, nothing more. Look what happened to him. Now again, this guy, he's young, but I'm not going to let him get a pass for that. He knew darn well she had a boyfriend, and he was flirting with her and hanging out with her, and he said, oh, just friends. Bullshit. He wanted to get some. We all know. Any guy here with a fucking brain knows that too, because no guy spends that much time talking to a girl, hanging out with a girl, unless either if he's into dudes and he just wants to hang out with a girlfriend, or he wants to nail her. End of fucking story. It's the truth. It's the ugly truth, but it's the truth. And so this guy should have known better, and she had a boyfriend and all that. But she was leading him on, flirting, loving the attention, and I'm convinced her boyfriend caught her, and the best way to make it look like she wasn't doing anything wrong was to blame him. You get the point. So guys, take care of yourselves. Don't make the mistakes these guys did. I'm glad this is working out for him and she's getting what she deserves, but it could have been way worse for the guy. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.